humans in August. The vaccine from the U.S. firm Arcturus Therapeutics has shown promising initial results in mice. The Duke NUS Medical School will evaluate the vaccine, which uses an approach that hasn't been approved for any medicine yet. As such, its backers are treading in uncharted territory. The COVID-19 vaccine reportedly instructs human cells to make specific coronavirus proteins that produce an immune response. The antibodies then stick to the virus and prevent it from infecting cells, while killer cells recognize infected cells and destroy them. More than 100 vaccines are being developed globally to try and control the disease that has infected more than 8 million people and killed over 430,000 worldwide.
Coming closer to home, and Singapore reported another 151 COVID-19 infections today, taking the total so far to almost 41,000. There are 2 community cases. Both are work pass holders. No Singaporeans or PRs were among today's cases.
Singapore's household power consumption spiked by about 22% last month compared to February. Hotter weather and the circuit breaker were given as factors that led to the big increase. CNA's Isabel Lim tells us more.
A lot more people are staying home during the circuit breaker period, or were staying home and are working from home like myself. Students at that time were doing home-based learning, so all of that really drove up household electricity consumption at that time. However, there was another reason for it, and that's also because we are going into the warmer months of the year now. May, June, July, the temperatures are going up, it's getting more humid. People tend to use air conditioning, any kind of electrical appliances to keep themselves cool, and that is also helping to drive up that sort of electricity consumption in households. This is not a surprising trend. In the past, we've seen this sort of steady increase because of the warmer weather. But what is surprising, however, is that households may not be seeing that reflected in their electricity bills just yet. And that's because during the circuit breaker, physical meter readings, which is how bills are come up with by energy providers, that was suspended due to safe distancing measures. But now that physical meter readings have resumed, that sort of underestimation of bills during the circuit breaker period might be translated to slightly higher bills in the next couple of months.
Isabel Lim there. Enterprise Singapore's hotline was flooded with more than 1,000 calls from businesses once news that Phase 2 will begin this Friday was announced. It's more than double the average 500 calls that the statutory board's call center gets a day. The hotline was set up back when the circuit breaker was announced to help companies navigate the new rules. Over time, it became a feedback channel, and circuit breaker rules were refined after businesses started sharing their pain points. Agents manning the hotline are now trained to guide businesses in a new COVID-19 environment.
Singapore will pause construction on Changi Airport's 5th terminal for at least 2 years amid uncertainty about the coronavirus pandemic's impact on the aviation sector. Transport Minister Khaw Boon Wan says the government is studying how the sector will be changed and the design of T5 will be altered to take new safety requirements into account. The aviation sector has been hit hard after the travel demand plunged due to the virus outbreak. Last month,